All right, y'all. Hello, and won't you join me in an old tour of different European villages and settlements that are, well, just that old. Probably most of these going to be older than the country I live in here in the U.S. We are a young country after all, right? And boy, don't we act like it as well. Yeah, we have seen, various things that are just ancient and, for me, mind-blowing because I never see too much, hundreds or thousands of year old establishments here in the U.S. Go figure. It's pretty much just rinse and repeat of shops, restaurants, McDonald's, Burger King, and hotels. So let's see if we can find something rather different in Europe. Other side of living in a medieval Italian village. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I say this with the utmost respect. This is kind of cozy and it's also kind of eerie. Is that fair to say? I mean, I like it. It's cool. For one, my first thing that comes to mind is watch your step. I can picture so many Americans not used to this kind of terrain and stone and just, yeah, look at it. I could picture a lot of us missing steps. I can also picture this being probably one of the best views I've ever seen on a balcony ever. I mean, look at that. That's pretty spectacular, right? Wow. Pleasantly surprised by how much beauty is in the U.S. when it comes to at least natural landscapes and stuff. There's so much of it here. But there really is so much natural beauty in Europe as well. I mean, look at that. That is just gorgeous. And then you also have this medieval side, right? You have this ancient ruins and medieval villages and just towns with so much history and different eras they've been through. Yeah, this is cool. The prettiest fairy tale village in England. Look at this. Oh my God. The decorations are always super top notch, man. Wow, look at that coastline too. What? Excuse me? I can't get it paused. All right, now I found out how to use TikTok after all this time. My apologies. This is spectacular. Look at the beach, right? And look at this rigid, is that right? Rugged coastline. This is spectacular. And a nice clear day as well. Wow, look at that. And all this is hiding right off the coast. That's freaking awesome. Apparently, this is an old village called Shanklin. Colorful houses and beautiful beaches. It's a favorite of mine in the English countryside. Wow, this is going to be a fun video for comments. You'll have to let me know if you've been to any of these places. Or maybe you're lucky and you live in some of these places. That would be cool. Yeah, this is awesome. Right? Like, why isn't there more stuff like this in the U.S., right? The only time you find something like this is at, funnily enough, like a theme park, or Disney World or something. That's about it. Wow, look at this. Look at that. Okay, that bridge. Yo. Wow. The way it snakes up and down like that is so cool. Look at the water, the river, and that rock. My goodness, that's spectacular, man. And the fog. I was going to say, we know we're in some tall mountains, right? Is this the Alps or something? It's got to be. The fog was definitely covering up a tall secret back there. Yeah, this is awesome, man. Waterfalls, bridges, and you just have this village nestled in the foothills. I mean this in a good way. These look old. This looks really old. And look at them. Still standing. How many American houses can say that? Apparently, this is like some ancient town that's maybe, it looks like it's on like the Swiss-Italian border. I don't know if that sounds right, but I can't seem to find a name. But yeah, this looks like an awesome place. POV, you stumble upon a medieval village hidden in the English countryside. Look at this. Another English one. Whoa, hold up. This guy have trees growing on his front door? Look at that door. Look at the shape of that. Okay, how old is that door? This is so freaking cool, dude. I don't know how I haven't done more research like all this time learning about European stuff. I don't know how I haven't stumbled upon this kind of stuff more often. It's been a while. Look at those roads, man. You know what's crazy? Can I say something? Where to go? Why are the roads in a medieval freaking village in Europe perfect, and the roads in my high road tax, high tollway, everything like tax in Illinois? Why are our roads crap? And this medieval road that doesn't even have cars on it is in better shape. You know, a lot of comments on a lot of these are saying like my dream, small village, so mysterious and beautiful. A lot of them are saying this looks like a movie set, and it's kind of cool. Like, I hope that comes across as a compliment, right? Of course, this is more legit than a movie set because this is a real medieval village, but I mean that as a compliment as well. I do think it looks like a movie set in a good way. It's what movies, could dream they could capture for a film, right? I mean, this place is like you're in a movie. I mean, it's so freaking cool. We're exploring an old walled city of Visby, Sweden. Look at that. Oh my goodness. A secret cafe hidden behind the walls? That is awesome. Look at that. What a vibe. What a vibe. Okay, that food looks delicious. Damn. On top of all the stuff I'm discovering in this video, I get a reminder of how awesome and how real the food is compared to what I have here. Yeah, this is a vibe, man. This looks like a great place. Yeah, Swedish treats, by the way, from what I've had, and this is like in America. This is not even legit in Sweden, but even just like there's a Swedish restaurant in my town that I've had, and oh my God, like Swedish treats, top tier. So actually having this in Sweden in an environment like this, yeah, that would hit different. That'd be heaven. POV, you bought a house for €1 in an old village in Italy, invested a few thousand for renovation, completely abandoned modern society, and now you start your day off with hiking on mountains. Yeah, this is, it's pretty damn nice. Did she really get a house for €1? I've seen that headline before. Is that real? You'll have to let me know. I don't doubt for a second you can get cheap real estate in certain small towns and stuff. That makes sense. But a house for €1, that sounds crazy. I mean, €1, let me buy one real quick. The most beautiful medieval village in France. Yo, that is gorgeous. Wow. Yeah, this is just like, to state the obvious here, this, like, you just will not, if I see like, it's so rare, but if you do see like an abandoned city in ruins in the US, we're talking about stuff that was built at most 100 years ago. You know what I mean? You're just not going to find, other than like a few extreme examples, and there's a few, right? The two that are easiest that people know are like, Santa Fe, New Mexico is really old, right? Taos, New Mexico is old. St. Augustine, Florida, places like these, they're pretty cool, right? And there's definitely some, like in St. Augustine's case, there's some Spanish and like / European influence. And so it's a little bit like seeing stuff like this. Not quite, but it's the closest we can get on U.S. soil, in my opinion. And like seeing ancient things out west, like in New Mexico and Arizona and stuff, that's really cool as well, right? Because Native American stuff has been here for a long time, and it's really cool to see those settlements. But this is different, right? Like seeing this, you just can't find that here. And it's so interesting to see this built into the side of a mountain or whatever. And it's just beautiful. And look at all this stuff still standing. It's just something you just don't see here. The style, the materials, the history mixed with like also the terrain. It's really, really freaking cool. I think I would be at a loss for words when I see this in real life. I'm not even kidding. I look forward to that day so much.
This is the oldest city in Europe. It's been inhabited for over 9,000 years, making it 5,000 years older than Rome. People used to live in cave dwellings on the side of the cliff, but now many of these caves have been converted into hotels and restaurants. This is Matera. It's located in southern Italy. Make sure to visit at least once in your lifetime.
9,000 years old. 9,000, huh? What do I say to that? This is only what, like, what's the math here? I'm not going to do the math. 30, 40 times older than the country I'm living in right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is insane.
This is the oldest city.
Beautiful, by the way. How did they build this, right? And I'm sure a lot of these were built in different eras, different times, and they've been renovated or modified different times. But these are, the bones are old here, right? The core of this city is so historic. It is mind-bending. And I just am amazed. Like, I just wonder how on earth were we building stuff like this? I think it's so fascinating. And I think there's so much about older times and older civilizations that maybe we just don't know fully. Painted village of... Hold on. It's got the C's with the things there. Remember, I've tried to look at a little bit of Czech and Slovakian too. I know they're similar. I believe that's Chichmani. Would that be how you say it? It's not Chichmeni. It's Chichmani, I think. It's my best guess. Look at this place. Oh, look at all the cool patterns on all the houses. What? Oh, hell yeah. That is awesome. It says in the description, it's in Slovakia. And this only has a population of around 200. Untouched by time, these houses have been here for hundreds of years, black timber houses, and are decorated with intricate traditional patterns and white lime paint. Wow. How freaking fascinating, man. And you know why I love this video as well? Because we're seeing places, outside the famous places, right? Of course, famous places have their own draw, their own appeal. But, like, there's so much more to these countries, right? Everyone's heard of, Bratislava, Slovakia, right? Everyone's heard of Rome. Everyone's heard of Paris, right? But, like, it's cool to see places outside the norm. And look at what a beautiful landscape. Again, look at that green. How lush is Slovakia here? Holy smokes, it's like green carpet. I just want to roll around right down that hill right there. Is that allowed? I might try that out. Look at this one. This is a old village in Bavaria. Absolutely stunning. Holy smokes. This is like two picture perfect with the blue sky, the colored houses. They're so like well built. Dude, that is so cool. I imagine places like this, I would be almost mind blown if these places aren't popular, right? Like, I'm noticing there's no one in the streets here, but maybe this is a hidden gem. I just feel like people are missing out if they're not seeing this. This is so cool. But maybe some of these places should stay quiet. So forget everything I said. Don't ruin it with tourism. Here we have another one. This is in, I believe, France as well. Yeah, it's all copyrighted music. Look at that tree. That tree's got to be old. Again, this would be so... I want to walk on this. I want to feel what it's like. Right? This looks so freaking cool. Again, I bet the food slaps. I mean, what kind of old recipes are we working with, too? Right? See? That's something I should try out. Ancient European recipes for, like, bread and different things. Ooh, I think I should try that out. That just hit me right now. The problem is sourcing ingredients, right? It's like, I want to try a lot of European recipes that we've tossed that idea around for probably a year or more on this channel. My only concern is that, I do thankfully have access to some European ingredients through, a couple European stores in the Chicago area, which comes in clutch. I think that's awesome. But then again, it's not everything. It's not the same as being in Europe, right? So, like, I don't want to try European recipes with all American ingredients, right? Because people, it's just not the same. So that's like my only concern, but some of it can work. And then, like I said, I do have access to some. But yeah, seeing that guy, right, it through that window, it just made me think, okay, you know what? Historic villages, super freaking cool. What about historic recipes? H&M built on top of ruins that you can see from above? What? What the? Oh my God, they were lying. Whoa, what is happening? This is an H&M store in Plovdiv, built around ancient Roman ruins. What on earth? What a view while you shop, right? Yeah, I guess so. This is in Plovdiv, Bulgaria. Okay, Bulgaria. Wow. I can't say I've ever been to an H&M in Bulgaria, and that's why I've never seen ruins underneath an H&M. I don't shop there, but I've seen them, in American malls, and I'm trying to think of what an American H&M would be on top of. Unfortunately, nothing interesting on top of some old grass. That's about it. Or maybe it replaced, an old mall pizza place. It's about all I could think of. Far less interesting, I know. Yeah, that is literally Europe in a nutshell. I mean, you have racks of H&M shirts and just ancient ruins right there. Like, why not, right? If you get bored, you want to take a break from shopping, you're a shopaholic, right? Big shopping trip, and you're like, you know what? Let me take a brisk walk down here into the ancient basement here. Just a normal Tuesday in Bulgaria. You're in Greece when there's an archaeological dig site in H&M. Again, what is going on? This is in Greece. What is with H&M? Are they secretly buying up old historic places and just building H&Ms on top of it? Is this some sort of weird conspiracy? Come on. That is weird. I'm going to end it there. There is like a million places we could look at, and I intend on it, but not all at once. That was thoroughly entertaining. I really need your help in the comments, sorting some of this out. Have you been to some of these places? Do you live there? Do you live inside of an H&M on top of the ancient ruins? I don't know. You never know. I hope you enjoyed this. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of freaking fun. I appreciate you watching. Till next time, y'all. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, catch you later.